evening and welcome to a night of Prairie Grove Tiger football. On the behalf of the administration, Superintendent Dr. Alan Williams, Assistant Superintendent Vol Woods, Athletic Director Coach Mike Green, Principal Ron Bond, Assistant Principal Joey Sorters, Head Coach Danny Absher, his staff, and the entire Prairie Grove Tiger football team, we want to thank you for joining us for tonight's game. Tonight's broadcast is made possible by the Prairie Grove High School East Lab and is brought to you by PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. Also by Clorox. The name itself means clean. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas and Prairie Grove since 1946. Shelter Insurance and your local shelter insurance agent, Mark Spence. Prairie Grove Christian Church, where it's all about loving God, loving others, and serving others. And Steak and Shake, life needs flavor. And by the Bank of Fayetteville, we're banking on your potential. And tonight's broadcast is made possible in part by the Prairie Grove High School Booster Club, where showing your Tiger pride is just one membership away. We're minutes away from kickoff, and now your crew for tonight's game, Lynn Gregson and Zach Arns. It's football time in Prairie Grove.
Welcome to Prairie Grove Tiger Stadium.
Senior cheerleaders are Cheyenne Dodson.
Hello.
Cheyenne is escorted by
Check 1, 2.
parents, Cody and Sharon Dodson.
Go ahead.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gentry, Arkansas for tonight's 1-4A conference matchup between your Prairie Grove Tigers and the Gentry Pioneers. Prairie Grove comes in tonight ranked fifth in the conference, or fifth in 4A. Excuse me. They're ranked fifth. They're 7-1. Gentry comes in ranked 23rd or so, and they are 4-4. Joining me tonight now with a brand new fresh headset, Lynn Gregson, back from Tuscaloosa. How are you, sir?
I'm great, Zach. I'm great. And tonight here in Gentry is senior night, and they're introducing their seniors right now. And we're in a unique situation tonight, Zach. We are. I think this is the first now in basketball. I've been out in the stands. Webcasting before, but this is the first time in football that we're literally outside.
We've never been thrown out of a press box before, but that happened tonight, and there's some people on this broadcast crew that are not pleased.
Well, let us say that we were not thrown out for anything that we did.
No, we just were thrown out for showing up.
But anyway, we're happy to be here tonight here in Gentry, and tonight's game, features Gentry, who is very much in the playoff mix. They're sitting at 3-2, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Zach, tonight's game brought to you by our primary sponsor, PG Telco, and several of our sponsors, which we'll name throughout the webcast tonight. But Zach, let's talk about the game day conditions brought to you by PG Telco. And
should be a nice night, 55 degrees, clear skies. Although right now, if we look overhead, and believe me, we've got a beautiful shot of the sky. It's cloudy, sun's going down, but everything in the radar and all of the forecast said 55 degrees and clear tonight. So should be a good night for football. The field's in terrible shape. It is wet. It is muddy. It's going to be a game for the big uglies and Nick Sugg.
Well, here's something for us to Zach. We'll mention this a couple of times. If there is rain, we will go off the air.
Quickly.
Our equipment is exposed tonight, and it's expensive equipment. So if we happen to get rain, we will go down immediately. And so we warn you ahead of time. We ask you tonight, if you're watching, to go to PGTigersOnline.com and look for the website and come out and join us tonight. Go to the comments page.
Come sit with us.
Go to the comments page and post there as to where you're watching from. Well, let's take a break, and we'll go to some of our sponsors. Again, the game day conditions brought to you by PG Telco. We'll be back after these messages.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress. Everett Chevrolet is the home of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size truck on the road today, the Chevy Silverado. And the 2014 Silverado has been totally redesigned, and it's better than ever before. And right now, the selection of Silverados at Everett Chevrolet has never been better. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, extended cab, crew cabs, and every color you can imagine with options to die for. So make the short drive to Everett Chevrolet just off of I-540 at Elm Springs Road. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Everett Chevrolet. Love God, love others, and serve others. The simple motto of Prairie Grove Christian Church. Whether it's supporting missionaries in Japan or on the Ivory Coast of Africa, or doing mission work in Guatemala, or building homes in Mississippi or Alabama, or the fun for the entire family of Upward Basketball, you'll find the members seeking to show our love for God through our love for our neighbors. If you're looking for a church home, we invite you to experience PGCC firsthand. We have convenient service times with services on Sunday at 9 and 10:30. And trust us, we have plenty of activities for the kids. Prairie Grove Christian Church, serving Western Washington County and beyond. Love God, love others, and serve others. Prairie Grove Christian Church.
Awesome.
Clorox. Just hearing the name and you automatically think of the word clean. And Clorox is a lot more than just bleach. The Clorox family of products has something for the home, the business, professional grade, and more. No matter what the environment, Clorox has the product you need to meet your unique challenges. From the bathroom and the kitchen with Pine Sol and 409 to the laundry room with the standard Clorox bleach. And even if you're on the go with the Clorox wipes, you know the name stands for clean. Dirt and germs don't stand a chance as long as you're equipped with the family of Clorox products. Clorox, proud sponsors of Tiger Athletics and activities.
We're back with you, and tonight our look around the league brought to you by Prairie Grove Christian Church as well as Lewis Automotive. And Zach, let's go look around the league tonight at some interesting things as the playoff picture.
The playoff picture takes shape tonight. First game on the agenda tonight. We are having just a couple of technical issues based on our location. Farmington's going to play Pete Ridge tonight, and you weren't there for that one last week, but I know you watched the game a little bit. I think Pete Ridge wins that game. They're a tougher football team. Farmington, you know what? You know how I feel about them. They've got a lot to prove and a lot of toughness to gain, but I think Pete Ridge wins that football game. Gravette and Berryville, you're essentially playing an elimination game there. Loser goes home, winner stays in the hunt. Then we've got the Ozark-Lincoln game, and I don't know what to say about the Lincoln Wolves. They just keep rolling right along. I can hear you just fine, Lynn. I can hear you just fine. And if I can hear you, that means
you can hear me through here?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, well, great.
Ozark and Lincoln get together tonight out at the Wolves' Den out in the middle of nowhere on 62. That game, if there's going to be an upset tonight, I think Pea Ridge beats Farmington. I think everything else holds serve. Gravette should beat Berryville. Lincoln should take care of Ozark. Well, and if all goes well, we should handle this one.
So you can hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, well, here's the thing I see tonight, Zach, is with the playoff picture, one of the interesting things and 2, they had the tiebreaker over Gravette. They have not played Ozark yet.
No.
And Ozark still is in a play. Believe it or not, Ozark and Gravette both are still in the playoff picture.
Ozark was down last week at one point, 33-7, and they came back and made it a 33-29 final. Ozark's, they're playing. We've talked about this. They're playing a lot of young guys. They're one of those teams that, one week you may catch them on the right week and get beat. you may catch them on the right week, I think, like we did, and just blow them out. They're in that area right now. Oh, okay. We're going to take a quick break. We're having some audio issues. We're going to get those taken care of real quick. We'll be right back after these messages.
You just bought that first home, or maybe the first new car, and you want it properly covered. Think Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence. Or maybe you just welcomed into the world that little gift of a child. You want to make sure that their future's secure. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Let's face it, you want someone local, someone that you know, someone that can be by your side when you need them to be there. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Home, life, auto, RV, boat, motorcycle insurance. Think Mark Spence, your local Shelter Insurance agent. Call 846-2999. That's 846-2999. Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence proudly support Tiger athletics and activities. Take a stroll down memory lane as you stride into Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, where things are done the old-fashioned way. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and even late night, you'll find only the best. Breakfast to die for, a lunch offering fresh burgers and fries, and dinner platters that are sure to keep you coming back for more. And did we mention hand-dipped shakes, as well as a great selection of desserts? It all awaits you at Steak and Shake, located just south of the mall. Steak and Shake, life needs flavor. I wonder if Buck Lewis had any ideas to what he was starting when he sold his first Ford back in 1946. He was on the square in Fayetteville. Then Tom and Herb Lewis made the move to the current location on North College back in 1969. But through all those years, a Lewis has always been at the helm, and that tradition continues today. It's that kind of family value and heritage that makes Lewis Automotive the place to buy your next vehicle. Be it a Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, or Jeep, new or used, you can still find a Lewis standing behind every single deal. Award-winning service, 6 locations and over 1,000 vehicles. It's amazing. A lot has changed, but the Lewis heritage and tradition continues. Lewis Automotive, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946.
Okay, we're back with you. That's much better,
I think we
Zach.
have the gremlins worked out.
And, across the way, the cheerleaders are doing a special cheer right now for Landy Lee, Zach, and I know that's very close to you. As there was an accident early last weekend, and we're just very, very grateful that Landy, Kara, Jeremy and Oakley are all doing well, and wish everyone a speedy recovery. And again, we give thanks that they're all okay. Tonight, Zach, we are we're facing Gentry, and we were talking about going around the league. Brought to you by the Prairie Grove Christian Church and Lewis Automotive tonight. And let's review that again because we know we had some issues. And Prairie Grove comes in leading tonight with a victory tonight, would clinch or next week, either one. But a victory tonight does get them playoff game. They would win, or they'd be the number 1 seed in the conference regardless of what happened next week. And on top of that, as they win, they would go until the semifinals at home. Lincoln and Farmington, if they both win tonight, would battle for the second slot, which would also
be an interesting game next week.
Yeah, and that would also be for a first-round home game. So a lot playoff. And now Gentry, our opponent tonight, and I think one thing we learned from last week's game, Zach, you can take no opponent for granted.
True. And Prairie Grove played a lot of guys last week out of position, and we're going to play some more tonight. Eli Lopez is out with a broken leg, so we're going to have Zach Downey start at the weak side linebacker. But the good news is Nodier's back. Logan Bartholomew's still out. No timetable for his return. That's going to cause some shuffling in the secondary. One of the things that was a raindrop. One of the things that I hope it was a raindrop. One of the things that we learned last week was that Jacob did not practice at all. At the defensive back spot. So that definitely caused some issues. There were some communication issues, and it's going to be an interesting night
Yeah, it's going to be – we're outside. If you hadn't picked up earlier, we're outside tonight, and there was just a few raindrops. And because we're outside, our equipment is exposed. We're hoping that we won't get a lot of rain.
I don't think it's going to rain very much.
If it does, we just hope. But it could be long enough to – we got to be very careful here. So if we go off the air quickly, that is the reason why. We'll continue a bit here. Hopefully this will pass.
Here comes Danny with
here
the
comes
umbrella.
Danny, umbrella here. Need that. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
love
just
it.
one of those
love
nights, isn't it, Zach?
just love it.
Well, we'll continue to try to do the best that we can. Hopefully this rain will not last long. We really appreciate Gentry putting us outside tonight.
Yeah, they're good folks for that.
Yeah, they're very hospitable here. But regardless, we will plug through. Well, Zach, another thing about tonight's game is, and we were talking earlier, is that, Gentry, Ozark and Gravette, even though they're sitting at 2 and 3 in the conference, there's 5 playoff spots. They have both of those teams has an outside shot at getting.
Yeah, that's an elimination game. Loser really puts themselves in a tough spot. The winner, not in, but definitely gives themselves at least some hope. And it'll be, it's going to be. You got to undo the top there, Ray. Undo the top. There you go.
I don't think this. I don't think it's going to last long, and hopefully it won't be a strong downpour.
Yeah, it's going to be fine.
But Zach, the thing is Ozark tonight, they will be playing Lincoln, and Lincoln looking to set up a big match next week with Farmington, and Gravette has Berryville at home. So Gravette probably of the 2 teams has the one with the probably the lesser of the 2 opponents. So that's going to give them the upper leg, and then that's our opponent next week. So a lot going on throughout the conference. Zach, let's begin. Let's begin talking about tonight's game between Prairie Grove and
that's our guy,
Gentry.
Anyway, tonight, look, for Prairie Grove, the idea is simple. Let's get off the bus, kick their butts, let's go home. Seriously, that's the attitude they have to take. They didn't have that attitude last week. Last week they kind of messed around with Pea Ridge, and Pea Ridge took it into the 4th quarter. Prairie Grove made some plays in the end that ultimately got them the victory. But you don't want to mess around with this team. They've got a quarterback who's run for 1,000 yards. He's thrown for 1,000 yards. Look, if we're calling everything even here, Prairie Grove's a better football team. If you let them hang around, they're at home. It's senior night. If you let them hang around, you could have a repeat of last week. Prairie Grove's margin for error is not that good. They don't have like last year. And I said this to somebody on the radio today. If Prairie Grove had their opponents beaten before games ever started last year, they'd walk out, Jared Murphy standing there, John Halbert, Jacob Call. They beat teams between the ears before games ever started. This team doesn't have that margin for error. They can't bring their C-plus game. They have to bring their A game every week, and we found that out last week. If they bring their A game tonight, they'll run up and down the field.
Yeah, and I think, you mentioned and alluded to Jared Cousins, who is the all everything for the Gentry Pioneers, and I think tonight we'll probably definitely key on him. Zach, we're gonna go ahead and go to another break, and we'll be back after these messages.
Life can come at you from a lot of different directions, and you need to be prepared with the proper insurance. Let John Galligan of the Galligan Insurance Alliance make sure that you, your loved ones, and your home and all that's near and dear to you is properly covered. You see, the Galligan Insurance Alliance is an independent insurance agent and allows him the flexibility to shop the very best policy at the very best price, and this gives you the coverage and the peace of mind that you need at the rate that fits your budget. It's the best case scenario when it comes to covering all that is near and dear to you. Check them out on Facebook or drop by the website GalliganInsuranceAlliance.com. And you can always call 479-282-0605, 479-282-0605. The Galligan Insurance Alliance. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress. I wonder if Buck Lewis had any idea as to what he was starting when he sold his first Ford back in 1946. He was on the square in Fayetteville. Then Tom and Herb Lewis made the move to the current location on North College back in 1969. But through all those years, a Lewis has always been at the helm, and that tradition continues today. It's that kind of family value and heritage that makes Lewis Automotive the place to buy your next vehicle. Be it a Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, or Jeep, new or used, you can still find a Lewis standing behind every single deal. Award-winning service, 6 locations, and over 1,000 vehicles. It's amazing. A lot has changed, but the Lewis heritage and tradition continues. Lewis Automotive, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946.
Well, we're back here at Gentry Pioneer Stadium tonight. It's senior night here in Gentry. This is their final home game, and we were here a couple years ago for that same event, and Prairie Grove
42-0.
And you remember well.
Last 2 years, it's been 84-7.
So Prairie Grove comes in, and Gentry a little better this year. I mean, I think that they're sitting at
4-4. They're 3-2 in the conference. And
yeah, and I think that the thing with them is that actually, if they, I'm looking at the wrong sheet here. Actually, they're 5 and I believe they're 5-3. Zach,
4-4.
You're 100%.
Because I did the Prairie Grove Stats and Research Department. Walked down to the end of his driveway today and got the paper. They're 4-4, and I said this today on the radio show that I'm on in Central Arkansas. The 1-4A is, you remember back in the 70s when it was Nebraska and Oklahoma and everybody else?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's Prairie Grove and there's everybody else. Everybody else is competing to be the tallest midget. At the end of the day, there's a bunch of midgets. But there's Prairie Grove, and then everybody else is kind of jockeying behind them to find out where, playoff seedings, who's number 2 in the conference. And next week's showdown, if Lincoln and Farmington hold true tonight, that's a huge game next week.
And we'll try to keep up with those scores
Yeah,
tonight.
We'll have it. Next week we'll be indoors at the megaplex that is Gravette.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Compared to this.
And they feed us at the same time. Yeah, they're great people over there.
Next week we're in the Taj Mahal. This week we're in the Garage Mahal.
So, but this week, Zach, even though Prairie Grove kind of holds supremacy here in the 1-4A, again, we cannot take no one for granted. We learned that last week. I mean, people ask me. I was, as you mentioned, I was out of town last week, and a lot of people say, tell me about the high school that you do the games for, and I was telling them about the team and how you can't take anyone for granted because they came in not winning the game in the conference. We come in winning all of our games, and they've been Mercy Ruled a few times. And it should have been a blowout, and it was very close.
There's a particular type of team that's going to give Prairie Grove problems. Big offensive line, runs straight at you. These spread teams that throw it around, Prairie Grove's built to stop those kinds of teams with JD and Nick coming off the edges. You want to line up and go right at them. That's given Prairie Grove trouble. We saw it when Lavaca came. Lavaca had, I think they had about 200 yards in the first half, and then Prairie Grove made some adjustments. Fourth quarter last week, Prairie Grove held them to 35 yards and 0 points. They got it. They got it in gear when they had to. They made some big conversions in the running game. Bobby Cat with a huge 4th and 5 conversion, picked off about 20 yards. Then Connor West takes the fumble back. They seem to come up with the right plays at the right times, and we're just hoping that tonight is another episode where the Tigers get themselves in gear early and get their offense going.
Well, the one thing is that Lincoln, who's probably, P. Ridge played a great game last week, and they played don't take anything away from the Prairie Grove has, but I think the one team that really lined up and tried to go toe-to-toe with Prairie Grove, in the league. Now, that does not count Morrilton, but in the league was Lincoln, and Lincoln handled Gentry with a 28-0 victory. Lincoln has been impressed with them and how they've continued to maintain. It looks like they're all of their seniors are going out as the captains tonight.
I think we're going to see a more settled Prairie Grove defense tonight. There were some guys that played last week that hadn't played certain positions. Jacob Storley's going to start at corner tonight. Jacob didn't practice at all last week on the corner spot, and that's where Seth Brumley went to Justin Rose. They were running they were running on the outside. One guy running a smash route, the other guy running a corner, making the cornerback on that side make a decision, and he made the right decisions for most of the night. But I think Prairie Grove's going to be a little bit more settled tonight, and they'll get their defense going. And you'll see Nick and JD very, very, very involved.
Well, looking at our captains for Prairie Grove tonight, the star of the game last week, Connor West, who picked up the fumble and ran it in, which was huge last week. He's one of the captains. Boyd Sparkman and John Whitley, all are the captains tonight. And
I was joking with Connor after the game. I've known Connor since he was 6 years old. I've never seen him run that fast in my life. As we were coming out of the press box and out of the stadium, I looked at him and I said, "Man, you finally unhooked the trailer." he was running. He was running.
Yeah. Well, he definitely was, and I went back and watched the game a little bit, and once he got it, he really just took off. There was one guy pursuing him that was starting to gain, but I mean, for the most part, he was stretching it out really well. Now the Tigers coming into the stadium.
The Stats and Research Department is finally, after 3 years, come up with a nickname for Nick Sugg.
Should I wait for the?
I would wait for just that right moment. It took a while, but I think I finally got it.
Well, Prairie Grove is going to receive to start the ball game. And Zach, let's go to one more break. We got just a couple minutes for kickoff. We'll come back for tonight's kickoff right after this.
Clorox. Just hearing the name and you automatically think of the word clean. And Clorox is a lot more than just bleach. The Clorox family of products has something for the home, the business, professional grade, and more. No matter what the environment, Clorox has the product you need to meet your unique challenges. From the bathroom and the kitchen with Pine Sol and 409 to the laundry room with the standard Clorox bleach. And even if you're on the go with the Clorox wipes, you know the name stands for clean. Dirt and germs don't stand a chance as long as you're equipped with the family of Clorox products. Clorox, proud sponsors of Tiger athletics and activities. Life can come at you from a lot of different directions, and you need to be prepared with the proper insurance. Let John Galligan of the Galligan Insurance Alliance make sure that you, your loved ones, and your home and all that's near and dear to you is properly covered. You see, the Galligan Insurance Alliance is an independent insurance agent and allows him the flexibility to shop the very best policy at the very best price, and this gives you the coverage and the peace of mind that you need at the rate that fits your budget. It's the best case scenario when it comes to covering all that is near and dear to you. Check them out on Facebook or drop by the website GalliganInsuranceAlliance.com. And you can always call 479-282-0605, 479-282-0605. The Galligan Insurance Alliance.
Okay, we're back. We got about 10 seconds here before kickoff, and like I said, the Tigers will receive tonight. And Zach, I think it's important tonight for Prairie Grove to establish supremacy early.
Yeah, and what we've seen here is, it's senior night, Gentry's at home, and I would just make this casual reminder that the Alamo was also a home field advantage.
Well, I can see tonight, Zach, being that we're outside, you have no love lost here for the Pioneers.
I do not. No, I do not. But I'm ready for some football. I need a nice distraction.
Kicking for the Gentry Pioneers. Is number 52. That is Eric Zamora. And now Zamora getting ready to kick. Bobby Catt with the ball. Bobby wraps it up, gets up around the 35-yard line. Gain tackle there.
On the return, Bobby Montez, Tucker Willett on the tackle.
So Prairie Grove is going to start right at their own 33-yard line to start the ball game. Boy, you're right. This field is not in good condition.
I was down on it before the game, and it is soggy in the middle. It is soggy on the edges. We're gonna have some dirty uniforms, and whoever's doing the laundry tonight's gonna have some work. It's a mess.
Especially with the white uniforms, and
which will make our job that much tougher.
They're gonna start at the 34. There is Nick Sugg. He bulls his way. It looked like he wasn't going to get anything. He's going to get almost 4 yards out of that, Zach.
That's Nick. He's shifty. He's hard to get a shot in. And he just one of these days, the Stats and Research Department's going to put together how many yards Nick has gotten after contact.
Gain of about 3, bring up 2nd down and 7.
He picked up, let's see, he went from the 34 up to the 38, so he picks up 4 yards. Going to be second and long 6 for the Tigers. Nice run by Nick because he's hit at the line of scrimmage. He got most of that on his own.
That's what he does. He's 4, 5, 6 yards at a time.
Yeah, Prairie Grove standing right in a pile of mud. There's Storley. He's hit in the backfield. Nice tackle.
Jake Falkenberry with the tackle for a loss.
Jake Falkenberry makes that tackle, Zach. Nice read there by the Pioneers, and it's a loss of a couple, so it's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers.
Well, this is where I would expect to see Dylan Sainer make some noise here. They hit him a couple of times on some crossing routes, and he was wide open. And here he is on the near side. I'd expect to see the waggle action with Jacob going out. Oh, they're going to run the wing back
There's
reverse.
Bobby Cat. There's Bobby Cat. Look at Bobby Cat. Bobby Cat. There he goes, Bobby. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Give Bobby Cat 6.
That's going to be running Cat.
Just took a look at the press box. They look stunned.
In for the Prairie Grove touchdown.
Bobby Cat on the wing back reverse.
And that's another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco.
I hope we see a ton of those tonight.
You want to break the bank at PG Telco tonight, huh?
Like I said, let's just open the can and go home.
Well, Bobby Cat, that was a nice play. I mean, I got to tell you, I was kind of anticipating a pass there and a nice wingback reverse.
Tell you what, they're blocking that thing better and better. You remember when we had Landon running it, and it looked like you were running in molasses. Now we got Bobby out there, and it's a big play waiting to happen. Clemon
with the extra point. Frenchie puts it through, and with 10:29 to go here in the first quarter, Prairie Grove strikes quick, and they lead 7-0. Back after this.
Is good. Tigers taking over.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Prairie Grove strikes quick after 3 plays. A 66-yard drive capped off by a 64-yard run by Bobby Cat. And the Tigers are out quick 7-0.
3 plays, 67 yards. That's the way you start a touchdown drive.
Well, we remind you, go to pgtigersonline.com. Go to the comments page. Let us know where you're watching from. Now, tonight.
If you're watching on your iPad, bring us some hot chocolate. It's cold.
Well, tonight we're outside, and again, if we get rain, we'd have to go quickly. J.D. Speed to kick.
Oh, there's the onside.
And the Tigers.
I think Gentry wound up with it.
No, the Tigers.
The Tigers have it.
Prairie Grove, and there's something right for you there. The Pioneers, and Prairie Grove gets it.
Coach Absher, when you watch this later on, thank you. Thank you.
If Mr. Bond would maybe let him know that we were outside. But Prairie Grove does do that. Now, tonight, if you go to pgtigersonline.com, we don't have the computer from where we are tonight, Zach. I can't read it off.
I have no internet down here. I can't help you.
So at a break, I may run to the car and get my iPad, so maybe we can check that out. But here it is, 1st and 10 for the Tigers at Pioneer
good
territory,
there.
And there it is.
That Bobby? Keep running. That's got to be Bobby.
Across the way. That's Bobby Cat,
of course. You know when they're broken tackles, it's Bobby Cat.
Bobby Cat gets down inside the Pioneer 25, just inside the 25-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers. And
Tigers, the scoreboard, it's 1st and 70. All of my points of reference are gone.
And now
J.D.
Speed. There's J.D. Speed. J.D. Speed, and he goes inside the 10, and that's going to be a face mask there. I believe face mask there on number 22. That's going to be Cousins, I believe, with a face mask.
Where they mark him down? The 9?
They're going to mark him at the 9, but I believe they're going to get a half a distance there and be inside the 5 with that face mask call. So the Tigers could potentially here be up a couple scores, and Gentry yet to touch the football.
This is a different team than we saw last week. This team is zeroed in, and they are focused.
First and foul, face mask.
Yep, we'll take that.
So Prairie Grove's going to get it at about the 4.5, and it'll be 1st and goal from there for the Tigers. So the Tigers have run now, Zach, 5 plays. I have a touchdown, 2 first downs, and now knocking on the door inside the Pioneer 5-yard line.
That works for me. I had my nickname for Nick all ready to go, and they go with the onside kick.
Well, Nick there at fullback now, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get it. He does.
He
Nick
does.
Sugg
Nick,
give
touchdown,
him
Nick.
6. Nick Sugg goes into the end zone, and the Tigers
Not
are
yet.
in again. And that's another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco. PG Telco's donating $30 for every touchdown scored this year by the Tigers. And they've made a lot of contributions this year because the Tigers have racked it up, and now the Tigers with a chance to go up 14-0 with 9:36 to go here in the first quarter, wasting no time tonight, Zach.
Yeah, you know, if nothing else, and I told Dr. Williams this last week, you know, you don't poke the bear. And P. Ridge poked the bear last week, and the bear's mad. They have certainly come out ready to play tonight.
Now Clement in for the extra point. Gets a good snap. Kick on the way, and it's going to be good.
You know, he's getting really, really good at
With
that.
9:36 to go here in the first quarter, the Tigers lead 14-0. Back after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
With you, and now kicking is going to be J.D. Speed to kick off again for the Tigers. And this time the Tigers are going to go deep.
Boy, those numbers are hard to read. 20,
That's Cousins, I believe, on the return.
21?
Bobby Montez.
Bobby Montez.
Yeah, Bobby Montez.
Well, we're off and running. I'm going to give him what, the 25? Well, the guy they've got to zero in on is 22. That's Jared Cousins. He wears I was going to say he wears Doug Flutie's number, but he's a little bit bigger than that. So we're going to go with we're going to call him the Battleship Cousins after Jared Lorenzen. He's kind of their do everything, and I got a feeling somebody's going to be watching him everywhere he goes.
Well, there he goes. This time he keeps.
He keeps, and he's got
going to
room.
be brought down.
Cousins on the keeper.
J.D. Speed on the tackle. Sam Dodd made the tackle on the kickoff. I didn't get to mention that, Zach, but he did a nice job there. Cousins gets pretty good yards there up to the 33-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 2.
It's been a while since I sat outdoors at night for a football game.
Cousins. Connor West and several of the Tigers there.
Carry. He's going to be close to a first. There on the tackle is going to be number 63.
John Brown on the carry. He,
It's like he got a yard, maybe?
I don't know that he got that, Zach. Maybe a yard. So it's going to be 3rd down and a yard for Gentry.
You know, when the Tiger defense needed it last week, they were pretty stout. They kept P. Ridge in check in the 4th quarter, made the plays when they had to, and it's I don't see Nodier out there. Oh, there he is.
And now Cousins keeps. He's hitting the backfield.
He's going to get the first down, but not by much.
I don't know, Zach. That's close. Where
Yeah,
they've got
they're
it marked.
calling them. They're calling for the sticks.
Wow,
It was close.
it was close.
It wasn't by much.
But enough for the Pioneer first down. 1st and 10 just outside of their own 35-yard line. Little breeze coming here outside, Zach. You feel that?
Yeah, I did, actually. Looks like we got Sam on the field corner. Bobby's going to play the boundary corner, and Jacob's going to play the secondary. So we're a little bit more settled there.
There's
defensively.
Brown.
That's
Wow.
nothing.
Brown.
Brown on the tackle.
Did I mention I'm glad you're back?
On the carry.
Jack Reynolds in on that tackle.
There's too much going on that side. I just like to sit here and watch the game and talk. there's too much going on over there. Yeah, you got to pay attention to Austin because he needs attention, and I'm just glad to have you back.
It's good to be back, Zach. I got to tell you, last week I had my wife give me play-by-play down the stretch, and I got to tell you,
She probably did a better job than I did. Prairie Grove's going to play man-to-man with 2 safeties over the top, so they're daring them to throw.
Cousins rolling to his left.
Throw. And
in and out of the hands.
Cousins pass intended to Haig, incomplete.
Pass goes incomplete. Now it's 3rd down and 10.
And this is exactly where you want you want to be able to dial up the blitzes here. Cousins' MO is to get the ball out quick, hit his receivers, the 2 Falconberries, get them moving as fast as possible. But I think Prairie Grove's going to dial up a blitz here. I'd look for Nodier coming through the A and B gaps. That's just a hunch.
It's right behind here.
The 3rd and 10 for the Pioneers.
About 3 rows back there.
Falconberry takes the snap. He looks. Now he's going to take off and run, and he is dropped for no gain. Looks like Jameson Huckabee in there.
4th down. Sugg on the tackle.
That was Nick Sugg on that tackle. And
you ready? His nickname is the Ghost.
The Ghost. And now
the offense doesn't see him, but he's always there.
It's 4th down. They're lined up to go for it now. Cousins just going to back on up the punt. And Bobby Cat's going to go back to
take the
field
look just to see what they give you. And I think you're, he's back awfully deep.
Good snap there by Gentry. And now he's going to take it. He's going to take a bounce, goes away from him, and going to be down right at the 20-yard line by the Pioneers. And so Prairie Grove takes over 1st and 10 at their own 20. This will be their worst starting field position of the night. But
it's a good kick. That's a 44-yard punt by Cousins.
You know, I think you're right. He may have been back. If he would have been up about 5 or 10 yards, may have been able to field that.
Prairie Grove wasn't going to rush. I mean, they want the ball back, so you're in punt safe. You don't want to take forever, but you can at least take your time. You don't have to snap it 15 yards deep. But now, if Coach Absher can get that offense cranked up again, we could really put Gentry in a hole.
Well, it's 14-0, 6:12 to go. We're not even halfway through the first quarter, and the Tigers have struck early and quick.
The Ghost.
There is Nick Sugg. He's going to pick up. He's only going to get a couple on that one. It looks like they're going to spot him up around the 23 if this is guy spotting here.
He gets Morris also on the tackle.
They're going to give him about 3 yards there, Zach. 2nd down and 7 for the Tigers.
2nd down and 7.
Prairie Grove's been very effective on offense tonight, and
7 plays, 103 yards of offense. That's moving the ball at will.
And now here's an option pitches. There's J.D. Speed, and J.D. gets by 1. J.D. around the corner's got the 1st down.
J.D. Speed.
J.D. knocked out of bounds there.
Mark him on the 40. That's something they went to a little bit more last week than normal, was the pitch on the option. P. Ridge did a nice job defending Jacob after the initial dive. J.D. had a 56-yard run on a pitch. He had a career high last week, 157 yards.
Wow. And he looked good on that. He got past the first defender and looked like he was going to go. Nice angle there. I didn't quite catch the number from Gentry, who was able to get him out of bounds, but nice
again,
play.
Logan out, no timetable for his return. We're not sure when we're going to see Logan again, so that means JD's going to see the bulk of the carries.
And now here comes the Tigers, down to 3 seconds to go here on the play clock. Yeah, you know what's on my mind in basketball. Big Nick Sugg gets up 5 yards. Nick battled hard for those 5.
When I was down on the field earlier, I've known Nick a long time, and I was standing down on the field next to him. He is big. He's not the little kid we knew through 8th and 9th grade. He's a load. Well, he's going to be very, very difficult for Gentry to bring down, especially when he's running in between the tackles. If he gets his jersey dirty, man, that gets hard to grab.
Well, he picked up a tough 5 yards there, and now. Here's a quick pass there. Sainer, in and out of the hands of Dylan Sainer. If Sainer had got that, Cousins was the only one there to get him.
And Cousins would have had to make a business decision there.
I believe Cousins was brave enough to make that business decision, but that was...
that right there, he's going to have to make that business decision. Do you really want to get in Dylan's way? you can kind of rodeo him from the side, but there were a couple of young men last week that decided to get in Dylan's way, and that was not a good idea.
Well, boy, Dylan had that one open, and boy, he'll be thinking about that one for a bit. Now here is JD Speed. There's Speed. Speed's got the first down, and he's brought down. That's Cousins that brings him down. He is all everything. Speed didn't like the way he kind of grabbed him there on the back.
Hey, that's all right. I don't mind a running back with a little bit of an attitude. I don't like the divas. I like the guys that'll lower their heads and just run right at you.
Well, he gets inside Pioneer territory to the 48-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Tigers. 4:10 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers up 14-0.
118 yards rushing so far for the Tigers. Bobby Cat, 64 of that on one touchdown run.
He's also got a reception.
Yes, he does. He's there all everything. He's kind of the Swiss Army knife.
And now there is Nick. Nick turns,
spinning and gaining yards.
Wow.
And
He's got about 4 on that one. So they were at the 48. He gets to the 44. So he is earning his yards tonight, Zach. I bet you he's averaging right at 4 yards a carry.
That's 5 carries, 21 yards for Nick, 4.2 average, and the touchdown.
Yeah, every one of his carries has been 3, 4, 5 yards, but that's important. You get in these 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5, it's a great place to be offensively.
Cody Hoskins going to work at the receiver spot. You feeling Bobby here?
Bobby goes in motion. And there it is.
There it is, Bobby. What did I tell you? Look, God, he is just a football player.
He is, and he's brought down
just a football player.
And another good football player helps bring him down. That was Cousins, and I think Bobby may be, depends on the spot here. They're going to call it 3rd down, but if it's 3rd, it's 3rd and short. Very short.
All right. Tigers now 10 carries, 122 yards, and they're 2 out of 3 through the air for 19 yards. Tigers moving very well.
They haven't really been slowed down thus far, just moving down the field. And now here is 3rd and very short. And it's going to be
Jacob. Oh, he's got Dylan.
He's got Dylan Sainer just over the outstretched arms of Sainer on 3rd down and short. Tigers knew they had one to go there, so they went for it. Now they've got 4th down in less than a yard, and this is one I would.
And Jacob rushed that one a little bit. He had Dylan wide open. He just needed to get a little bit of air under that one.
We remind you to go to PGTigersOnline.com and go to the comments page and let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah, if you're here, stop by. It's open air over here.
And
there's Jacob, and he will get the 1st down.
Jacob gets the 1st down. Looking at tonight.
Is the Friday night tailgate going on?
Well, they've got, we got Phil Hudspeth watching from Gainesville, Georgia.
Yep.
Nora's watching. Sorry she wasn't able to be here tonight. Have a good game from Moorefield, West Virginia. Cy, go Tigers. Aunt Pooh watching from Mulvane, Kansas.
All right.
Bob Yarbrough watching from Valley Springs. Jacob's his grandson. And Jacob's in trouble. And Jacob gets the pass away and complete.
They're going to mark him down. They are. It's got to be Bobby.
That's Dylan Sainer. Big Dylan Sainer on that reception. And I know Dylan is glad to get that when he's down to the 25.
It's kind of like getting your first hit.
Happy 17th birthday to Ethan Sam from Mom and Dad. So, Ethan, happy birthday to you. And Kay Absher watching with Patrick Eli, watching from PG tonight.
Hello, Mrs. Absher.
And our good old Henry. Good to be back watching the Grove. Triumphant return from... he said from watching the greatest put a beat down on Tennessee last week. We did have a good time down there.
Did you go to Dreamland?
We did not go to Dreamland.
Isn't that like something you have to do?
Well, actually, we had a nice little setup with a Golden Flake snack food. So
I love Golden. You didn't bring me any?
Sweet heat. I was tearing it up.
The dill pickle.
And there is JD Speed and
the dill pickle. Could eat those all day.
Speed is going to be just short of the 1st down. 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. Tigers have been in complete control thus far. Gentry has 1 first down. Gentry with 11 total yards offense. Tigers already sitting at 164-yard total offense here in the first quarter. So anyone who thought Prairie Grove, they have put the pedal
in this week.
They are locked in and they put the pedal down. 2nd and short. And now a quick pitch out to JD. JD inside the 10. He's getting down close to the 5. They're going to spot him just outside the 5-yard line at about the 6. So first and goal for the Tigers with 1:19 to go here in the first quarter.
JD right now 5 carries, 58 yards. Bobby's still the leading rusher. He's only touched it once, 64 yards. And Jacob's got 2 carries for a yard, and Nick's got 5 for 21. Total 13 carries, 144 yards for the Tigers, 174 yards total offense here in the first quarter. And we've just got a minute and 10 seconds to go.
Storley going to give to Speed again. Speed gets down to about the 3, so it's going to be first and goal for our second goal for the Tigers at about the 3.
Speed on the carry.
You know what? All things considered, this isn't so bad. I mean,
I'm glad you're warming up to the idea of not being outside.
I don't really have a choice, but you know, we're out here with the folks, and
I feel really bad because if I was I'll tell you after this play. Here comes the Tigers, and there's Suggs
spinning.
They're going to mark him. They're going to give him 6. Hey, give Nick Suggs 6, and the Tigers score with 28 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and Nick Suggs earns another 6 points, and it's 20-0.
No, we're instituting the swinging gate. Haven't seen that since Oregon put the hammer down on Tennessee. By the way, if we're comparing common opponents, they got you there.
Yeah,
but you know as well as I do, Oregon will drop one. They always do.
Frenchie for the extra point. And Clement puts it through, and with 28 seconds to go, it's 21-0, and another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
Back with you, and again, the Tigers have jumped on the Pioneers quickly here in the first quarter, 21-0 with 28 seconds to go.
I think I want to be around when Frenchie writes his memoir about the fall that he kicked. Another onside-er.
Oh, my goodness. And this time they do field it, and he goes backwards. He's going to be knocked down inside the 30.
Onside kick, and Montana McCray.
Elliott Chamberlain on the tackle.
The Mad Stork.
He ran back. It actually ended up not being a bad kickoff because now they're going to get fielded. They got it. They ran backwards and tackled him inside the 30-yard line.
The first wave of Pioneers, they don't want any part of it. So yeah, I mean, if JD can keep doing it, might as well keep trying. Nothing like getting the ball back in your opponent's territory to get you going a little bit.
Well, Cousins now gets it. Keeps it.
Yeah,
He's hitting the backfield. So. Oh, my goodness.
Jackson Diebold
was all over him. He's going to lose 4 yards there, Zach. That was a big-time play by Diebold. Big-time play.
Looked like he was shot out of a cannon. But I think if what I heard was correct from the coaches, it's 22 or nothing in the Gentry offense. It's hit 22, and more than likely he's got the ball.
Well, that's the end of the first quarter, and after 1 quarter of play, the Prairie Grove Tigers 21, Gentry Pioneers 0. Back after these messages.
I wonder if Buck Lewis had any idea as to what he was starting when he sold his first Ford back in 1946. He was on the square in Fayetteville. Then Tom and Herb Lewis made the move to the current location on North College back in 1969. But through all those years, a Lewis has always been at the helm, and that tradition continues today. It's that kind of family value and heritage that makes Lewis Automotive the place to buy your next vehicle. Be it a Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, or Jeep, new or used, you can still find a Lewis standing behind every single deal. Award-winning service, 6 locations, and over 1,000 vehicles. It's amazing. A lot has changed, but the Lewis heritage and tradition continues. Lewis Automotive, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946. Life can come at you from a lot of different directions, and you need to be prepared with the proper insurance. Let John Galligan of the Galligan Insurance Alliance make sure that you, your loved ones, and your home and all that's near and dear to you is properly covered. You see, the Galligan Insurance Alliance is an independent insurance agent and allows him the flexibility to shop the very best policy at the very best price, and this gives you the coverage and the peace of mind that you need at the rate that fits your budget. It's the best case scenario when it comes
back. And now 2nd and 14, Cousins again from the shotgun.
They come.
They're coming after Cousins. Cousins trying to get outside. He does. He's knocked out of bounds at the 34.
And this is pretty much what they're going to do.
That's Blake Falk on the tackle,
who I misidentified about 11 times last week. And I apologize to the Falk family because I've misidentified both their children now.
Well, now that was a nice pickup there. He picks up 10 yards, so it's going to be 3rd down and
it's manageable.
3rd down and a long 4 to go for Gentry.
They're 1 out of 2 on 3rd downs. And
Cousins 5 carries, 15 yards so far tonight.
You know, he's the offense. I don't think it's going to be him throwing the ball. He's going to have to do it with his legs. Wait till plays break down.
Boy, he barely. Oh, he's in trouble this time. And he's hit.
Oh,
and that is.
Who got him? It's got to be JD. Yep. JD and Nick.
I think JD, he didn't like the way Cousins hit him a while ago on that tackle. I think he came after him that time, but Cousins had to rush that one, and it's incomplete. So it's going to be 4th down and 4.
I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but you remember that scene when in Poltergeist when they do the exorcism on the house and there were ghosts in the house, whatever. This house is clean. We're back. we are back.
Cousins.
Good kick.
And just going to let it drop. It's going to roll down there.
Well, people getting a little testy.
What was I didn't quite hear that one.
Apparently, we're playing too rough.
Well, it's 1st down and 10 for the Tigers. They're going to start again at their 20, and Tigers have had the ball 3 times, Zach, and they've got 3 scores.
They're playing well. The offense has certainly kicked it into gear, and they look good. I'd like to see a couple of those passes to Dylan Sainer get knocked down. That's a part of their game that's been missing.
Marnie Cunningham watching from the Grove tonight. Austin's mom watching.
Looks like we're going to be nice to Austin.
And number 3 dad watching from the Grove. Wish we were there by halftime. Maybe they'll let us get back in the booth. I think the more we score, the longer. There's Storley. Storley, boy, some teams have kind of keyed in a little bit more on Storley since he's had some big runs. He's going to pick up. Gosh, he got 5 yards. I didn't think he got 5.
I don't know if he got 5. I think he got 3.
No, they marked him.
He's up to the 25.
Okay, they spotted the punt at the 22. I thought they spotted the 20.
But you know what? I've never known a team to lose with gaining 3.5 yards per play.
Breeze picking up here.
Can feel it.
Second down and 7. Storley comes under center. Full house backfield this time for the Tigers.
There's JD.
JD's speed.
The thing for Gentry here is you got to get a stop. If you can't let Prairie Grove continue to run the football like this. They'll take this. This will become a 7 or an 8-minute drive, and by the time we get to halftime, it's gonna be 28-0.
It's a 1st down for the Tigers, Zach, and so Prairie Grove continues to drive. They're up 21-0, and right now Gentry has no answers for what's going on for the Tigers.
Where are they? The 30, 32?
32-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers. There's Nick Sugg, and Nick he's going to get in another 4 or 5 yards. They're going to spot him up around 37, 38-yard line. Again, Zach, that's 6-yard carry.
Like Coach Absher said one time, it's just slow death. It's just a slow death.
Well, that's a good 6 yards there.
2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 for the Tigers. These 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5.
This is where they take the shot to see if they can get Dylan deep.
And here is Storr. They're going to get a flag this time. And
we got a little motion call. Now, do you back them up? Do you back them up or do you take 3rd down?
That was Dustin.
Dustin Stouffet. I think that's why you say that.
We'd have to ask Clement.
They're going to have a motion penalty, or actually illegal substitution on Gentry.
Wow.
I just saw I believe that's what it is, illegal substitution on the Pioneer.
Now, we had some real head scratchers last week. There were some penalties called last week that I'd never seen before.
As substitution infraction, Gentry 5 yards to be a first down.
So the Tigers get another first down, and
Wind picking up again.
9:42 to go here in the second quarter. Tigers up 21-0 and on the march again. This drive started their own 22, and the Tigers continue to rack up the yardage tonight.
Sorry, I was looking at the third down conversions there. The Tigers with 23 plays and 196 yards. That's 8.5 per play.
Sugg solo in the backfield. He gets it right at the middle. There's Nick Sugg. Nick breaks through. He gets 8 yards on the play, close to 9.
They are getting a great push. But the two guards in the center are getting great push right up the middle.
Wow, he's close to the first. Zach, they're going to mark him.
They're going to have to measure that, I think.
I think he's a tad short, but it's close enough they're going to measure.
Had two hands on the ball, like the ball security.
I think you're right, Zach. They came in focused tonight, and,
look, when they're dialed in, they're very, 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 very good. And you know what? It had been a while since they'd thrown up a clunker. It had been a long time, and last week was just one of them, and they fought through it.
And Nick gets the first down, so 10-yard pickup there for Sugg. And Zach, you're right. That's a good sign of a championship team when you have your off night and you're still able to pull off a victory. And it takes big plays. And Gentry's 3 losses here. They've lost to Charleston 23-15.
I hear they have a quarterback.
21-11. They lost to Farmington, and Lincoln handled them at 28-0. The Tigers are jumping on them quick tonight. And there is J.D. Speed down to the 40. He picks up 7 more yards, and the Tigers just keep piling it on. They're at 213 yards total offense, and all but 30 of that on the ground.
Was last week, I believe they had 300, and I'll have to go back and check, but I think they had 397 on the ground. It was just one of those nights where teams were going up and down the field, but tonight I think order's been restored. They're back to playing really good defense, and the offense is just doing what they do.
Second down and 3 for the Tigers.
Bobby's coming at some point, right? It's coming.
And now here, wow.
Looked like somebody hit the X button too early in the play.
Well, referring to the Xbox there, I'll tell you that what's interesting, they ran into each other. Nick Steele, I believe. If he missed the first down, but
it's not by much.
It's not by much at all. Third down and absolute inches there.
I don't know how you couldn't measure that. I mean, how do you know?
Well, it's third down and short. And there is Sugg. Nick stays on his feet, and Nick inside the 25, down to the 24. And there's, Cousins, I believe, is probably the leading passer, the leading rusher, and the leading tackler.
He's a really good player.
He really is.
And the young man played wide receiver 2 years ago, played a little bit of quarterback last year against us. He's an all-around good football player, and he's certainly their key. If they're going to do something, he's going to be the guy.
David Lehman, watching from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, playing Northeastern State tomorrow. He loves watching the Tigers dominate. It gets him pumped up for his game tomorrow. Well, David, good luck tomorrow in your contest. Former great Tiger.
There it comes.
There's Bobby Cat.
There it comes.
Bobby Cat. Look at Bobby. Go, Bobby Cat.
Lower that shoulder, boy.
Bobby Cat down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah,
he's close to another Tiger first down. I think he's going to be just a tad short.
Glad to see him back wearing his usual number. Last week was very confusing.
Yeah. I watched the playback. That was, what I know it's a throwback night. That was ugly.
Yeah, those were ugly. I was talking to Coach Washhausen before the game, and those are true throwback jerseys.
Yeah.
They wore those back in the late 90s.
Speaking of David Lehman playing, I always like to give a shout out to his dad,
the Godfather,
the Godfather of the webcast. I mean, he can't say enough about what Kendall did to get this whole thing started, and been carried on now by the East Lab very well. And there's Nick Sugg. Give him 6, Nick Sugg, for his third touchdown of the night. And Nick Sugg goes in with 6:43 to go. Another touchdown, which is sponsored by PG Telco. And it's 27-0, Zach. And this has been, wow, Prairie Grove has just been on fire tonight.
I think after the game last week, Coach Absher got his message across. I'll bet you, and I know Mrs. Absher is watching the game, and I'm pretty sure she can confirm that the Coach Absher and the staff got their message through last week.
Well, their son Patrick, who played at Prairie Grove, he's watching too, and I'm sure that he's heard it a few times. Extra point. That got it. That one was a little closer. So with 6:43 to go, the score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 28, Gentry Pioneers 0. Back after these messages.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
We're back. The JD Speed kicks off, and that is, boy, those numbers are hard to see. I believe it's 52 Zamora on the return. Not going to get much. Kick goes to the 24. He returns it back to about the 25, where the Pioneers will take over. 1st and 10. It's been a tough go for Mr. Cousins and the Pioneer offense to this point, but they're a talented group, and they are going to persevere at some point. We just hope that it's later than sooner. Pioneers will take over 1st and 10. We've got 6:38 to go here in the second quarter. 28-0 Prairie Grove. Cousins in the shotgun. Here he comes. He's rolling near side. He's going to throw. He's got a man open. And incomplete. Knocked down by Dakota Hutchinson. Good play by Dakota. And that will bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Pioneers. To this point, Prairie Grove running the football, 24 carries, 223 yards, 4 scores, and a 9.3 average. That'll work in any league. Tigers with 253 yards total. Gentry to this point just 17 yards of total offense. And it is certainly clear that the 1-4A leaders have come to play football tonight. Here's a quick screen. That's going to be caught by, it's like number 20. Dustin Stoufflet. It's a first down for the Pioneers.
Stoufflet on that, and that's the first thing they've really had to cheer about tonight, Zach.
Yeah, other than the senior night, yes. Ball will be placed at the 50-yard line. And that is a Pioneer first down. You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's not the easiest.
No, we're.
There's Brown. He's hit.
I'm so glad you brought those tonight, because
brought down Sparkman on the tackle.
The groundhog.
Reynolds in there to help him out. It's 2nd down and 8.
Well, in one play they doubled their total yards. So
that's a nice play. Good setup.
And Prairie Grove struggled with those quick screens all year long. They had trouble with it last week. And if it works, don't fix it if it ain't broke.
And now flag on the play. I believe it's going to be motion penalty or illegal procedure or false starts, whatever they want
to call it. Now the question is, how many yards do they actually mark off?
And they actually get it right that time.
5.5. I still don't understand why they just don't look where they are and mark off 5 yards. Why they have to step it off? I don't get it. Yeah, it's a 5.5-yard penalty. Those are big picture questions that are just too big for my brain, I guess.
Things that make you say,
Thank you, CNC Music Factory. Yeah, there's a quick screen.
And they do it again. This time,
good tackle.
Nice.
Is it Sam Dodd?
That's going to be
Sam Dodd.
I believe that. is Dodd for sure on that tackle. Nice play by Sam. Sam's a sophomore.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy watching him next year. I think he'll be in the rotation at least for the quarterback spot.
3rd down and 11 now for Gentry. That penalty hurt them, and so it's 3rd and 11.
And when you're struggling to move the football, turnovers and penalties will definitely hurt.
Been no turnovers thus far tonight.
No, on a night like tonight where it's cold and the field's a mess. Good job by both teams.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half, and
they come.
Cousins looks, throws, incomplete. And
that was close. That was close.
Bobby Cat over there.
Usually where there's a loud thud, Bobby's somewhere nearby.
Well, it's 4th down, and now the question is, if you're Gentry at this point,
you don't want to give us the ball. And at midfield, you got to kick it.
They're going to kick, and now the Tigers looking to the sideline and not really ready.
That's fine. Let it kick it.
They're just going to let it kick. And
wow,
nice kick. And that's going to probably be filled in. Can they get to it in time?
Oh, yeah.
That's a great kick that time by Cousins. Going to be fielded at the 3-yard line. So with 4:36 to go, that's where the Tigers will start.
Down at the 3.
And the Pioneers got a little bit going that time. They got a first down and a big play by the screen pass to Stufay, and
still not a whole lot going on. 14 plays and 45 yards for the Pioneers here in the first half, and it just they're just struggling. The Tigers are 253 yards, and I would expect that Prairie Grove is going to get into that 4-minute offense and see if they can't get some points out of this drive and take off as much time as they can.
Well, if they go up, if they go up by the 5, that would be, or the 5 touchdowns would be the mercy rule there, and that's what they could start off in the second half. But Tigers starting at their own 3 and
just pounding straight ahead.
Nick Sugg gets up to about the 9. Nice pick up there by Nick. Gary and Carolyn Boyd are at home in Prairie Grove watching the game. Sorry to miss it. Karen's under the weather. Gary Boyd and his wife, they're always great supporters of PG Tiger Sports and longtime residents of Prairie Grove.
Think we'll see a pass down here?
I think if they get out past the 20, we might. I don't know if
those safeties are creeping up. I think there's, if you're going to take a shot, second and 4 is not a bad spot to do. Look at it; they're within 9 yards of the ball. I mean, this is,
and that is, I don't know. That's not speed.
No, that's not speed. That's got to be Cody or Cole. I can't tell. Maybe Sam Dodd.
Yeah.
Blake
Falk. Yeah, if I could see it from here.
On the carry.
And where'd he get out to?
He's just shy of he's about the 12. So 3rd down and 1 for the Tigers. We are under 3.5 minutes to play.
I feel like we're camping out here. There's a fire in the stands. People have food.
If someone would bring something warm to eat, that would be great. 3rd and 1. There is Sugg and Nick with the first down and more. Look at him. Nick gets out to almost the 30-yard line. And another first down for the Tigers.
I think folks in the stands getting a little frustrated.
Well, Gentry has been competitive in every game they played this year. Even the loss to Lincoln was competitive. I remember that game. It was like 14-0 for a while, and then Lincoln kind of pulled away. But tonight, Prairie Grove has jumped on them quickly and has just kept the pedal down. Prairie Grove yet to punt here in the first half.
Yeah, they didn't punt. They punted once last week. They must have had 3 or 4 4th-down conversions.
A lot of turnovers last week.
A lot of turnovers. That has certainly been cleaned up.
Well, 2:50 to go here in the first. Prairie Grove now just inside their own 30, and
there's Jacob
Storley. He keeps Storley.
He's so much fun.
Cousins tried to strip that one from him, but Storley gets out to the 44-yard line, and it's another first down for the Tigers. 2:37 to go. I'd like to see the Tigers punch this one in. They're going to spot it just inside the 45, so the Tigers, 2:37 to go. We did not see that pass you were talking about, but we might see it now.
You know what I'm starting to feel? I'm starting to feel that wingback reverse coming, and that's Bobby Cat time. Man, I'm a proponent of just giving him the football. Just give it to him. He's on the wing.
And now there is J.D. Speed.
That's not J.D.
No,
I think that
may be Falk
yeah,
again.
I think you're right. Yep, Blake Falk.
Falk again.
With Alex Nelson.
I hope something didn't happen over there. I don't see JD.
Well, you know, Jay, if you think about it, I mean, typically we have Bartholomew and Speed both in the game, and Eli Lopez also working in and out of there.
Eli's a big loss.
And we wish Eli a quick recovery. And second down and 6 for the Tigers. 1:50 to go here in the first half. Tigers.
Here's the draw. It's Blake again.
Falk on the carry.
Falk again on the carry, and he goes out. I think that's Speed back into the game. 1:25 to go here. Third down and a yard. Prairie Grove at the 47. Prairie Grove with all 3 timeouts, and they're not in any kind of hurry, doesn't look like right now.
You know, I don't think they have to be. The way the kind of explosive offense that they have. Here comes the out and up. Watch for Bobby.
And there is Bobby Cat.
Ooh,
incomplete.
Bobby. Yeah, not a great throw, but Jacobs just got to learn, hey, if it's not there, throw it away.
Stoufflet on the
Alex Nelson on the pressure.
on the defense there. There is an L in that. I had to look at it again. Fourth down and a yard for the Tigers. 1:04 to go.
Yeah, you knew it was Nick.
Nick gets the first. He powers his way down to the 40-yard line, and now we're under a minute to go. They're going to stop the clock, and the Tigers now might get in a little bit of a hurry here.
Morris on the tackle. On the Stoufflet, Prairie Grove first down on the Pioneer 40.
At the 40-yard line, and now the Tigers, the clock is running now under. They've got some timeouts, and no reason not to. You can't take them to the second half, Zach.
No, but I think Coach Absher's going to let some folks play here.
Incomplete pass intended for Nick Sugg out of the backfield. Number 51, Alec Nelson on the defense there for Pioneers.
Jacob just 3 of 7 passing, but the running offense has certainly had no problems.
I was kind of glad to see the incomplete pass stop the clock because I didn't know Coach Hatcher was going to use the timeout or not. He's had a big lead.
Yeah, I don't know that they. I think if they got inside the 30, maybe you'd start using them, but they are in total control right now.
28-0, Tigers lead, and with the score of possibly invoking the mercy rule. 2 wings on this one, and now Storley back to pass. A little screen pass.
Little screen set up.
As he was incomplete, Montez on the pressure.
Bobby Montez giving a little pressure there to Storley. Storley just overthrows the screen. 3rd and 10, 35 seconds to go. I wouldn't mind seeing the wing back reverse now.
It's been a big play. It's their home run play, and you're giving it to one of your best athletes, and there's nothing wrong with it.
I think we're
Here
going
it
to see
comes.
it. There it is.
Yeah.
Bobby Cat bobbled
Can you stop it?
He bobbled the ball a little bit. Call a time. He's going to call a timeout here. 27 seconds. Timeout Prairie Grove.
Timeout Prairie Grove. 27 seconds remaining.
He bobbled the ball.
That's what slowed him down.
Yeah, I think if he hadn't, he did. He when he first got it.
Now give it to him again.
Well, let's take a timeout with them with 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tigers lead 28-0. 1, 2. We're on. You go to commercial? I'm still on.
Clorox. Just hearing the name and you automatically think of the word clean. And Clorox is a lot more than just bleach. The Clorox family of products has something for the home, the business, professional grade, and more. No matter what the environment, Clorox has the product you need to meet your unique challenges. From the bathroom and the kitchen with Pine Sol and 409 to the laundry room with the standard Clorox bleach. And even if you're on the go with the Clorox wipes, you know the name stands for clean. Dirt and germs don't stand a chance as long as you're equipped with the family of Clorox products. Clorox, proud sponsors of Tiger athletics and activities.
We're back. 4th down and about 2. Here's Storley, pitches, there's speed. JD makes a move. He's got the first down. He gets out of bounds.
Hey, good play on both counts. First down.
I'm not sure he got it. It's going to be close. I believe they're going to have to measure this. I thought he had it at first, but he may be a tad short.
It's hard to see where they marked him because we've got the Gentry bench in the way, but they're going to bring the chains across. If he's inside the 31, it's a first down, just based on where the sticks were.
There's 14 seconds to go here. There's going to be a measurement.
And it's a first. He did not get it.
He did not get it. So the Pioneers hold with 14 seconds to go here. So the Pioneers.
Well, that'll just serve as some motivation for Coach Absher at halftime.
Well, Gentry will have a play or two to see if they can turn up something big.
And you know what happens when you try and throw in the last couple of minutes? Bobby's lurking somewhere.
Well, it's going to be. I imagine they could get 2 plays off here if they try to do something.
Bobby's up top. We got Sam Dodd down at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, they're just
they're going to get Cousins in the backfield.
Fumble. Oh, that was close.
Wow, I think now Gentry's probably going to let it run on out now.
I would think so.
2, 1. And that's going to do it for the first half. The score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 28, the Gentry Pioneers 0. We're going to take a break and come back for the halftime festivities with the Prairie Grove Marching Band.
You just bought that first home or maybe the first new car and you want it properly covered. Think Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence. Or maybe you just welcomed into the world that little gift of a child. You want to make sure that their future's secure. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Let's face it, you want someone local, someone that you know, someone that can be by your side when you need them to be there. Think Mark Spence and Shelter Insurance. Home, life, auto, RV, boat, motorcycle insurance. Think Mark Spence, your local Shelter Insurance agent. Call 846-2999. That's 846-2999. Shelter Insurance and Mark Spence proudly support Tiger athletics and activities.
Marching Band. My name is Gary Nichols. I'm the director with Mr. Matt Poe. A gentleman that we have that usually is with us this evening's father passed away, and we would like to dedicate this show to one of our seniors, Ian Ruiz. And you're going to get to hear some more Thriller. Here it goes. Drum majors, your band ready? Let's do this thing. Josh Fleener and Spencer Erdman. To continue in our Halloween theme, here's a little bit of Frankenstein. Austin Storm on the tuba. Joey Bennett, Mitchell, and Eisenberg. It's time for our group. What do you call it? A group? I want to do this together. How about a little bit of Tom Ward? a step to the right. You put your hands on your hips. And put your knees real tight. It's a pelvic thrust that will drive you insane. Sing it with us now. We close tonight's show with Twilight Saga. Thank you for your kind attention. Band, clear the field as quickly as possible. Thank you.
All right, while the bands are switching over, we're going to go to the Argos Toss.
Welcome, ladies and gents. My name is Austin Cunningham.
My name is Danny Davis.
And we're going to be with you once again for This Week in the Grove. Glad to have Danny back with me here this week. James was a good fill-in, but just wasn't the same without old Danny.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, had a little vacation. Nice. Branson,
Must be nice.
Shopping.
Getting to take a break.
Yeah, I felt pretty good, Austin.
Good deal, good deal.
Austin, this week we're going to talk a little bit just kind of about, well, we went to East Conference last year, and we had technology, and we actually got Superior, which was really cool for us because we had this whole broadcasting thing won us it.
Yeah.
Well, this year is health. So this week we're actually working with 4th grade kids.
Yeah, they're actually down there today.
Yeah, they're actually leading it up. We're doing what they say, which I think is really cool because they're leading us around. They're telling us what to do. It's really cool.
It's a good deal for that younger age to be able to get involved. I mean, I know I wasn't that cool when I was that age.
Yeah. I want to start off by saying this. People from Prairie Grove, if you want to go out and buy your kids some what do you call it? That
Danimals?
There it is. I never had it when I was a kid. I started about it today, actually.
Nice.
If you want to go out and buy some of those, and you bring the boxes to Prairie Grove, you can either take them to the 4th grade building or the high school. We're collecting those to win the 4th grade new playground equipment because, some of it is a little unsafe. It's all
I remember
rusty.
playing on that stuff. Totally.
So
well, not totally, but it was the giant dome thing wobbled when I'd crawl on top of it.
yeah, I mean, I'm from Elkins, so we had a big playground when I was there, so it was pretty good. Some more stuff, Austin. This is kind of a short show just because it's cold outside here today.
Yeah, we kind of there were a few issues, and we weren't able to be in the announcer's box like usual tonight, so they kicked us out in the cold.
But it's okay. I mean, we're enjoying it.
It's just a different feel for it.
About to get some hot chocolate soon. So
yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to. Now, this week we do have a birthday. Ethan Sam turning 17 today. Big one, 7.
Austin, we've had 4 birthdays in a row now?
It's yours.
Football season.
Yours, mine, Samantha's, now Ethan's.
Ray's, our tech guy,
Ray Rulin, heck
right
yeah.
near mine. So we've had a lot of birthdays. So I just want to say, Austin, this is kind of more of just a talk about what's going on, which, we've just told you we're going to have a little deal with the 4th grade building. A little more coming up is next week we'll be playing Gravette. After that, we'll be playing in the playoffs, which Prairie Grove has secured a spot in.
Yeah, and I mean, tonight's game, we have to win this game to be secured a spot, like regardless what happens next week.
Oh, is it this week?
This week's game decides. Yeah, this week's game decides. Like, we could lose this game and win next week's game. I'm pretty sure. Still have our first seat in the conference right there.
Yeah, right now we'll get to go to the playoffs, but taking that first seat would just help us out a lot and give us the home games we need. Austin, I want to kind of say, as cold as it is out here, we're all cold, but we're lucky enough to be down here. Yeah. I want to give our camera crew a big shout out because they're up on top. They're freezing.
They're in an elevated
I feel bad.
spot. Yeah.
I just want to, everyone here tonight's been a great group. Say hello to the kids that are home right now because we couldn't bring everyone today. It's, we have a really tight area here, so
we're having to condense our road crew down a little bit, so that's always rough. But we got stuff up and rolling tonight. I want to talk a little bit about last night, the junior high game. They came to Prairie Grove. We hosted them last night for junior high. The Prairie Grove Tigers ended up winning 40-6. I heard that was a kind of a rough game. There was a little bit of violence that broke out, but hey, that was a good game for the Tigers. Good game. We won that one pretty well, and it's shaping up to be a similar game tonight.
Yeah, it's looking like it. I'm not going to say that too loud because we are in Gentry territory here, Austin.
We are over on the enemy stands.
There's one lady that I think wants to throw me over the edge for yelling "Go Prairie Grove" about 20 minutes ago. So. Yeah. And we're next to the edge, so I'm just not going to say anything.
Yeah, we're next to the edge. We're next to the rail keeping us on, so we put our lower volume a tad.
No, it's been a great week of school. We're getting into our second semester. Seniors are counting these days. Second 9 weeks. That's right. Seniors are counting down the days here, Austin.
Yeah, I bet you are. They're like, bring on the snow days. We don't have to make those up.
Yeah, I would be okay with a month-long snowstorm. It'd be fine with me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Austin.
I've got to come back next year, Danny.
Yeah.
That'll shorten my summer break a tad bit.
I'll come visit. I'll come visit.
Thanks, man.
Maybe.
I enjoy that.
I might go where it's nice and sunny all year round. California sounds nice right now.
Yeah. Sitting up here in this weather with that breeze blowing, California sounds
I want to put a big shout out, Austin. We had a really bad wreck last Saturday, day after
Saturday
the game.
night, yes.
I think we should kind of address that because it was a big deal for Prairie Grove. I want to say, Landy, I hope you feel better. We're all here for you. Same thing for everybody else that was in that car, so hope everyone.
Thoughts and prayers going out to
a lot of prayers.
Landy's family, Jeremy's family, Oakley's, and Kara Quinton's. Yes.
So we're all there for you. Everyone feel better. We actually had another wreck last night. I don't know if you heard about it or not, but
I did hear about it in Lincoln,
Chevy.
wasn't it?
Yeah, a few of our students actually. We had Coy, Morgan. A few boys were hurt. No one's too badly injured, I hear, but Coy does have a broken arm, broken ribs, and some cuts in his leg. But also, I say we all got to be. I'll be grateful that no one's been killed.
We're all blessed to be alive here. So just remind everyone to drive safe and be careful because you never know. Never know when it's going to be your last day.
I'm going to say it's lately we've all heard it growing up. It's a click it or ticket.
Click it or ticket for sure. Those seatbelt tickets aren't any fun.
Don't worry about it. Just click it. Don't worry about how it looks. Just put your seatbelt on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I was making some predictions about the first half. I was saying that, hey, we're gonna invoke the mercy rule by the end of the first half, and I was a little off there, I scored 28-0, as you can see. It's been a real good game, and I mean, can I say that Nick Suggs is just a man?
He took a hit, and he stood up.
Not even just the hits. He made a couple of our touchdowns.
Yeah, it's been a great game. Bobby Cat had a great run on the side, man. I want to bring up, right now, I can't 100% guarantee it, but it looks like Logan might be back next week for Gravette and definitely by the playoffs. So
that's good.
It's going to be good to have Logan back on the field. We've
got Brandon back. Brandon's definitely
a big factor. I heard last week they put him in for 2 plays.
Yeah, he got it for like one of the last few plays, and that's really when the momentum picked up. Connor West.
Wow.
Did you hear about that?
I watched it. I was like watching on my computer, and I was wow.
Yeah, like that just happened.
He was just going. He wasn't stopping. Great win.
That's the first time I've ever seen Connor run like that.
Me too. I think every one of these players is a great player. They all have the capability to shine when it is needed. So,
yeah, for sure.
Awesome. I mean, I think it's a little short show today, but I just want to say, it's been great working with you. Our season's almost over here. We only have we have 1 more week of official season, and we'll be going to the playoffs. So, we're going to keep these. It feels weird to me, Austin, because it feels like we were just in that boardroom a week ago talking about this year's football.
Talking about this season, starting with getting more organized and getting our stuff where it's supposed to be, and now we're towards the end of the season, getting ready to go into basketball season.
It's been great, Austin. I mean, I've gotten really close with you these last couple years of getting to know you. I feel like you and Ethan up there like my brothers because we've hung out all the time.
And especially with this broadcast stuff, it's been awesome.
We've made this group just turn. So,
well,
let's get back to the game.
That's it for us. I'm Austin Cunningham.
I'm Danny Davis.
This has been This Week in the Grove.
Well, we thank the East Lab, Danny and Austin, for our halftime, and also the Prairie Grove Marching Band. And Zach, how about some stats brought to us by the Bank of Fayetteville?
Well, the Tigers completely dominating, 289 yards on the ground, 30 through the air for a total of 319. Gentry struggling a little bit, 26 yards through the air. They've got 18 on the ground, total of 44 yards. No turnovers in the first half, but 2 penalties for Gentry, 1 for Prairie Grove. That's really, I mean, those there aren't a whole lot of stats to point out other than Prairie Grove's 28-0 lead and 289 yards on the ground. Nick, by the way, and I apologize to Scott Sugg, I did tell him incorrectly. Nick's got 106 in the first half on 14 carries. Nick's playing a heck of a football game.
He is, and Zach, Prairie Grove, they are playing a heck of a football game.
They came out fast, and they kept it going. They got a 28-0 lead. I was hoping to put another 7 there on the board at the end, but Gentry's going to get the ball in the first drive of the second half, and if we can get a 3 and out and get going again, we've got a real shot here to get the mercy rule going.
Well, the Tigers will come out. I mean, they will kick to start the second half, and Gentry will have the ball. Gentry had a couple of plays there late in their last possession where they had a little bit of life.
A little bit.
I don't expect Gentry to roll over. I think they'll continue to play hard. Well, you've got some scores along the way, Zach, at halftime.
A couple of shockers. The Farmington Cardinals down 14-0. To Pea Ridge, and Pea Ridge came in and played really well last week, and I told you in the pregame, they were a tougher team, and I thought they'd beat Farmington. Out in Lincoln, it's 28-7, so I think that score is going to hold. And I don't have a score on the Berryville game, Berryville-Gravett game yet.
Well, I'm going to turn this over to one of our techies, one of our tech stat guys here, and see if he can find us some scores. And I'll tell you, if there's scores to be found, McKay will find them.
I was out in the crowd here at halftime, and it's Halloween weekend. Saw some outstanding Duck Dynasty costumes.
I think that was the popular thing this Halloween.
These weren't costumes, Lynn. Overheard a great conversation in the restroom.
I thought you were...
Oh, no.
Oh. I'm speechless.
I was talking to two guys in the restroom on the way back, and they said, hopefully they can. They were talking about Gentry. Hopefully they can get back in the game, and they thought they were rooting for Prairie Grove to get on the bus. Looks like JD's going to kick off. Oh no!
JD to kick. Good kick by Speed.
You got a number over there?
Trying to pick that up.
Falconberry on the return.
Was Falconberry on the return?
Which one?
Jake Falconberry.
3. 3 or 4?
That was 4. Jake Falconberry. That far side of the field is really hard to pick up from where we are.
These are very difficult numbers.
Both sides tonight, and now Cousins. See if he can get. Here comes blitz there, and going to pick up a couple there.
I'm getting a report here that Bobby is injured.
Boy, that's not a good thing.
Not good. Injury's just mounting.
Dakota Hutchinson in on that tackle. Pick up maybe 3 yards.
Who was the carrier?
It was Brown. Quick pass. That was Jake Falconberry.
There on the tackle. It's going to be Jack Reynolds.
Jack Reynolds comes over and makes a tackle. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Gentry. Just starting the third quarter. Prairie Grove leading 28-0 as they were at half.
I'm getting a report here that we are not going to see Bobby in the second half. He's got some sort of lower leg injury. And, the injuries are starting to really, really mount for the Tigers.
3rd and 2. Another quick pass, complete. This time the other Falconberry, but he gets the first down up around the 40. He's brought down by Jacob Storley. That's Stone Falconberry.
Pioneer first down.
So first down for Gentry. They start their second half off with a...
Same way they started the first drive with a first down, and that's going to throw some disarray here in the secondary. Jacob's going to move over to the corner spot.
Cousins on the keeper.
Cousins on the keeper.
You got Reynolds and Hutchinson.
Huckabee on the tackle.
Also Huckabee in there. That was Jamison Huckabee helping out. So 2nd down and 7 for Gentry. 9:50 to go here in the third quarter. Tigers have pretty much been in control. Over 300 yards total offense, Zach.
Yeah, they've moved along at about an 8-yard per play clip. 40 plays, 319 yards.
Cousins looks again. Quick pass. drop this time by Falconberry. That's Stone Falconberry on the reception.
That will bring up a 3rd and long.
3rd and long. And you were referring to the shakeup in the secondary, meaning that Cat not in the
Bobby's
game.
not in the game. Sam's plays his regular field corner. Jacob's going to slide from the safety spot back to the corner. And it looks like they put Blake, and it looks like either Elliott or Downey. I can't tell.
It is Zach Downey at safety.
So the injury is just continuing to mount for the Tigers.
3rd and 7, and now quick pass. It's complete, and a 1st down. Storley on the tackle. The reception that time made by number 82, Dusty Haig. So Haig gets into Prairie Grove territory at the 48-yard line, and so the first time Gentry's been able to put together back-to-back 1st downs in the game. 9:21 to go here in the 3rd. Opening drive of the 2nd half.
They got to be careful of these trips formations. P. Ridge got him a few times on those bubble screens.
It's just a straight keeper. Cousins.
No powering forward.
Picks up caught about 3.5 yards. Reynolds on the tackle. And he's going to get 3 yards. Be 2nd and 7. That was a big 3rd down and conversion on the 3rd and 7 last.
Well, you don't want to go 3 and out and and let Prairie Grove have the ball back.
Well, the Tigers looking over for defense, and Gentry's right up to the line. Now here comes a quick pass. It's Haig again. And this time tackled by J.D. Speed.
Yeah, you'll see the Tigers jump one of these sooner or later and take it the other way.
Brings up 3rd down.
We talked about Nodier being back, but I have not seen him tonight.
Yeah,
Zach.
he played a little bit in the first half, but he's not playing much either.
Connor West jumped that time and got into the neutral zone, and they're going to call 5-yard step off, and that'll give the Pioneers another 1st down. What? Just got a report that Nodier's shoulder pads are off, so he's probably not going to see action tonight. And with the injuries mounting, if the Tigers can hang on here, you start to wonder, like next week.
Yeah, how many guys are actually going to play?
Gentry putting together a nice drive. All 7.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd, and this drive's began deep in their own territory, and now in trouble. Cousins.
Yep.
And they got him hit back there. I think that was Nick initially with the hit. It was Sugg with the initial hit there. He's going to lose a couple that time. Back to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, they brought the blitz on that one, and he doesn't have a big arm. Most of Cousins' passes are going to be short, side to side. If the Tigers can lock up the Gentry receivers, it's going to be tough for him.
Well, it's a 3-yard loss on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 13 for the Pioneers. Falconberry split out here to the right. And
they're showing blitz.
Timeout is going to be called. Timeout called by Gentry. Let's take this timeout with them. With 6:25 to go in the 3rd quarter, Prairie Grove 28, Gentry 0. Back after these messages.
Take a stroll down memory lane as you stride into Steak and Shake. Steak and Shake, where things are done the old-fashioned way. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and even late night, you'll find only the best. Breakfast to die for, a lunch offering fresh burgers and fries, and dinner platters that are sure to keep you coming back for more. And did we mention hand-dipped shakes, as well as a great selection of desserts? It all awaits you at Steak and Shake, located just south of the mall. Steak and Shake, life needs flavor.
Okay, we're back. 6:25 to go here in the third quarter. Gentry has held the ball the entire time. This drive started in deep in their own territory, and now they're at the Prairie Grove 41, but it's second down and 13. Here comes Nick.
Nick on the blitz.
Nick's got him in the back there. He slipped. Cousins going to try to make a cut, but he's going to be knocked down at the 42, going to lose another yard and bring up 3rd and 15. Cousins tonight, after that particular run.
Hold on one second. I'm getting there.
That's going to give him 10 rushes for 16 yards. They have definitely held the 1,000-yard rusher in check.
Yeah, they've done a nice job on him. He's had a couple of nice short passes. I think he's 6 out of 11 for 47 yards. I mean, not earth-shattering numbers given what Brumley did last week, but this is where they don't want to be, 3rd and 15. This is not what they do well.
Wow, and here comes Prairie Grove. Showed a little pressure. Now they've got Cousins on the run. He's got time throws incomplete.
Had a guy. He's open. Do you go, or do you try and pin him deep?
Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Diebold was in hot pursuit that time of Cousins.
I was talking to Nathan West at halftime, and we were talking about Jackson and Connor and how well they've played. And if these injuries are, if they're significant, I mean, the defense is really going to have to pick this up. It's a fake.
It's a fake, and now
and
Cousins.
That's Connor in hot pursuit.
It's a
blocked.
fumble, and not quite sure who ended up with the ball, but it's not going to matter. Prairie Grove's going to get it at the 46-yard line. So
that looked like one of those rugby-style punts, and
he decided to take off with it, and that'll be another lost rush there for Cousins. So Cousins now 12 carries for.
Oh, hang on. 11 carries, 13 yards now.
Wow.
We're going to have to see who comes out here. I see JD in the backfield, Nick's in the backfield, and I would imagine it's going to be Blake.
Will take over on Dan.
Well, my guess is here, too, is that Prairie Grove would like to get this thing in the mercy room and get some guys off the field.
Yeah, the injuries are. I mean, that's the worst thing that can happen to them right now. Is you're looking at clinching the that JD out on the wing. Yep, sure is.
That was Falk on the carry.
They're shuffling guys around.
On the carry.
Falk's going to be knocked back to the 42. 5:21 to go here in the third quarter. Did you get a score on Bearsville and Gravette yet? Did you get a score on Bearsville and Gravette? See if you can find one. Second down, 13. Tigers not in a hurry here.
Not at all. They've slowed everything down here, and I think you're right. I think they just want to get out of here.
And there's Nick.
Never a bad choice.
There goes Nick. Nick's going to go. 20, 15, 10, 5.
Look at Nick.
Give him. No, he's going to be knocked down at the 1-yard line. Wow, I wanted to give Nick Suggs 6 more, but he didn't quite make it. He's going to be brought down.
He's inside the 1.
Dustin Stoufflet got him right at the 1, just inside the 1s. Boy, Coach, after you got to give it to Nick, give him that. It would be a 4th touchdown tonight. Nick now
15 carries, 163 yards and 3 scores. We might as well nominate him now
for the Steak and Shake Player of the Game. Well, here's the thing, Zach. You remember early on he had 5 carries for 20 yards. So I said he had 4 carries.
So his last 10 carries produced 160 yards.
He's had 140 yards. 143 yards on the last 10, over 14 yards a carry. And now Storley goes in, and that's it. And then give him 6 with 4:35 to go here in the third quarter. Storley goes in, and it's 34-0. And now the critical extra point to keep the clock running. And I do believe if Prairie Grove gets this extra point, you'll see the subs
I would hope so, yeah. We need to get everybody, start pulling people out of the stands.
Another touchdown sponsored by PG Telco.
I want to know what is on fire. Something is on fire around.
I think it's some of the Duck Dynasty guys down here you saw earlier. I think they got something cooking down there.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
The extra point on the way. Nope. Oh, got through. It hit the. I think it hit the crossbar.
Like one of my drives, but we'll take it.
Well, that one goes in, and that's 35-0. So after this kick, we'll have a running clock for the balance of the game now. Prairie Grove has, other than every conference game we've had a Mercy rule with the exception of
Pea Ridge and Lincoln.
Pea Ridge and Lincoln. Pea Ridge, did they just wake up or something all of a sudden, Zach?
They're the exact kind of team that's going to give Prairie Grove problems.
But they're giving Farmington problems tonight. And that's the
They
point
are
I'm trying
they're
to
big. They're physical. Now they don't have great defense, and they're big and they're physical. If they can get that running game going, and what they did last week, which was phenomenal, was they protected. And Brumley can throw the football if you give him time. And last week it was max protect. It was 2-man routes, and they hit them.
But you kind of, you got to look. Gentry Mercy ruled that team a few weeks ago, and now Prairie Grove is now Mercy ruled Gentry, and I know you can't match it up, but it's just they come to life. And then tonight,
and Prairie Grove did not play they brought their D game last week for 3.5 quarters. They did not play well. They did everything that they haven't done, which is a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers.
And now this one's going to be a bounce and be taken. Got a little runner in there.
He's got a seam.
And there's J.D. Speed makes the tackle.
Bobby Montez on the return.
Bobby Montez on the return. He gets it over the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Now the clock will run. 4:13, and Zach, the Prairie Grove Tigers have just clinched. Back to back, and now this will be. Let's see. Makes it. Let's see, 13 straight conference.
This will be number 13 in a row, and I believe, if my math is correct, 18 of their last 20.
Wow.
This is you're reaching elite status here.
And now in trouble, pass complete. Going to be knocked out of bounds. That is fault.
Pass complete to Haig.
I think I've been calling him Haas. I believe they're pronouncing it Hay. He's knocked out of bounds.
Haas, Hey you, whatever you want to call him.
He makes the catch. He's brought down by Falk, and that will be about it's probably about a 4.5 yard gain there. 3:15 to go here in the third quarter. Prairie Grove in command, 35-0.
Yeah, I think if Prairie Grove's got the starters out there on defense, I think they'd like to get the ball back, and that's, I think, when you'll see everybody.
And I think they're going to get a delay again unless they got a timeout called.
Yep.
Dead ball.
So penalty against the Pioneers, going to back them up 5. So their gain that they got on their opening drive negated, or their opening play is negated with that penalty, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Pea Ridge 20-0 over Farmington with 5:43 to go in the third.
I told you, that doesn't shock me at all.
It floors me. Not so much. We know that we had something going there. Is Falkenberry? He's going to be knocked out of bounds.
Look, you don't bring a pillow to a knife fight, and that's what Farmington brought.
Storley gets him out of bounds. Boy, I'd like to see Storley get out of the game.
That'd be nice.
Boy, I'm just surprised. I know you're not. You saw him play last week, but what surprises me is that Pea Ridge hasn't done better this year.
Yeah, and they've struggled offensively, but if you get hot at the right time, you can make a run. Had they gotten the win last week and been able to carry it through, they could be in the playoffs.
Well, the thing is Farmington still, and I'll make this comment after this page, the play. There's another quick pass, tipped in the air, incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 4. I was going to say is even with a loss tonight, if Farmington loses tonight, they go into Lincoln next week with a victory, with a still chance to get the 2nd. So this doesn't eliminate them from the 2nd seed.
Boy, it makes it a lot more difficult. You're going to go back and play a team that's as physical as the team you're playing tonight, and Farmington doesn't respond well to physical teams.
Well, let's see. You got Cousins back deep to punt.
Again, is he going to kick it this time?
And he does kick it, and Prairie Grove's just going to let it bounce and go inside the 10. It's going to roll down to right on the 10-yard line. So with 1 minute to go here in the third quarter, the Tigers up 35-0, and the clock will continue to run. And the nice thing about the clock running, Zach, is we'll get out of this cold a little bit quicker.
That'll be all right with me. I got no problem with that. He's had a nice, Cousins had a nice night punting the football. I just killed his average here because I put the wrong the wrong yardage on there, but hang on a second. He's over 40 yards a kick. 45 yards per kick.
Wow. Well, a couple of those Prairie Groves had no one there to catch them and just let them bounce and roll on a couple of those. But regardless, he still had some nice punts tonight.
And by the way, just to continue the crazy stat of the year, Prairie Grove has not allowed a punt return yard this year.
Wow.
Not 1 yard in the punt game. Of course, they're not punting a whole lot.
They're about to get a delay of gain here if they.
Maybe.
Oh, they get it off in time. Is that Galden?
I think it's either him or Castro. You're going to have to give me a number there.
It's Galden.
It's Galden, all right.
The reason I say Galden, he had that ball wrapped up. He's not going to let that ball get away, and that's the end of the third quarter. And after 3 quarters of play, we're in the mercy rule at this point, and Prairie Grove leads 35-0. Back after this.
PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. But what does that mean to you? It means that you get to keep up with all your sporting events associated with Prairie Grove Athletics on a website furnished and maintained by PG Telco. It means that the folks at PG Telco have an interest in you, your kids, your school, and your community. And they're focused on progress. They're committed to bringing you the very latest in technology for your home or your office. For telephone, internet, long distance, or direct TV, think PG Telco. Built on community, focused on progress.
I'm so glad you guys get to listen to that.
We are beginning the fourth quarter. Prairie Grove with a second down and call it 2. Ball just inside their 20.
Wholesale changes for the Tigers. I believe that's Mayday at quarterback.
That's a big loss in play. Yeah, that is Sam Dodd at quarterback.
Give me a number on that. Cody? Looks like it.
I can't even get the number from here. They're all standing in front of him.
We're going to go with it until proven otherwise. I think it was Cody. Either he or Blake. You know, with the injury to Bobby, that's a huge loss.
Let's hope there's nothing serious. If they didn't make a substitute, it was Blake.
Was it Blake? Okay, we can go back and change that. That was Galden, correct?
Yeah, 4th down now. Galden picks up a couple, but it's going to be 4th and 4. And for the first time tonight, Prairie Grove's going to punt.
Maybe. Maybe.
$10:45 to go in the ball game. Tigers up 35-0, and Gentry's going to get really good field position here. But at this point, Prairie Grove, I think they just want to get out of here now. Yeah. No more injuries, no one hurt.
Final score at this point doesn't really matter. It's get out of here with no one else hurt.
Ball's going to bounce and going to roll. Actually, Prairie Grove, nice kick that time by JD. He's going to be at the 46-yard line. And the clock's going to continue to run. We're approaching the 10-minute mark in the ball game.
Sorry, my fingers are getting cold. This thing isn't working as fast as it was.
We talk about steak and shake player of the game. Nick Sugg, 15 carries, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns, a long of 57 run, and boy, he's the
ghost. He's the ghost. He's everywhere, but you never see him. Which will bring us to the next time he catches a touchdown pass, goes to the post. We're old enough to remember that. And here comes 5 wide, and here comes the quick screen.
Cousins.
Yep, it's short.
He's going to take it, run. He's knocked down. Tackle that time made by Martin Castro.
And you're starting to call names that are, if these injuries hold for a week or 2 weeks. I mean, these are guys that are going to play a lot of minutes. Martin Castro is one of them.
Here's another quick pass.
Gentry's picking up the pace.
Ryan Morrell and also Dakota Hutchinson in on the tackle, and it's going to be third and 2 now. Well, gosh, by the time he got it spotted, about a yard and a half. Cousins takes it, looks. He's going to go right up the middle. He's got the first and more. He's going to dive inside the 40, and now Morrell helps bring him down. Up until these rushes, Cousins was 13 yards. He's going to pad his stats here against the second teamers, but Prairie Grove held him in check.
Oh, yeah, they did a great job on him. I mean, this is a guy who had 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing, and Prairie Grove's really, they've limited him to virtually nothing.
Not been a factor. I mean, essentially,
no. I was 95 yards of total offense.
I was expecting him to take off on some of these passes and scramble a little bit tonight. And
same play.
Nice open field tackle. That was Falk on that tackle. Nice job. No gain on the play. 8 minutes to go in the ball game, Zach. And
run, clock, run.
We'll invite you to stay for our post-game show brought to you by Prairie Grove Christian Church.
It'll be he just signaled it's the screen to the bottom. Calling my shot now. Yep. They're going to try it. Oh, they had him.
They had him. That was kind of trying to pick up who that was. I think that was Edgar Martinez was in pursuit, and Cousins picks up the first down. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Cousins, they want to get in the end zone.
Sure,
you can see him. And pass thrown complete to Falkenberry.
And if I'm not mistaken, one of the tiebreakers is point differential.
Yeah. Castro makes the tackle. Well, they want to keep that in mind. They're sitting at 3-2 in the conference. They're going to drop to 3-3, and I'm trying to recall who they play next week.
It's got to be. It's not Gravett. It's not Berryville. Ozark? Yeah.
I believe that is wide open, and it's a touchdown. He was left wide open that time.
Busting the coverage. Really? Who's on the reception?
Jonathan Zong, number 28.
Jake and Ben Summers.
Are we going to have fireworks in the playoffs like we did last year?
I don't know.
We didn't have the burn ban this year, so.
Enrique Zamora with the extra point, and it's good. And Gentry gets on the board, 35-7, 6:35 to go, and some more fireworks. And
oh man.
Well, it's senior night.
It is. It is. Get all the fireworks.
And there was a senior that made the reception that time for Gentry, and
now you got to be careful of the onside kick here. Here, have a little blue pill. It's an Altoid.
Thank you, Zach. .6:35 to go in the ball game. Prairie Grove in the lead, 35-7, and now Gentry, they may do their version of the onside kick. Lincoln up 35-7 on Ozark.
Wow.
And man, Lincoln, I'll tell you, I didn't think they were for real. Even at the Prairie Grove game, I mean, I felt like, well, they came out. That
was their Super Bowl.
That was their Super Bowl. But boy, they have been on fire since. And
yeah, they play. They're physical. There aren't a lot of teams in this conference that are really, really physical. And they're one of them. We're the other.
They're getting ready to kick, and it looks like they're doing an onside kick probably here. I wouldn't be surprised. No, they go deep.
You're going to have to get me a number there, Chief.
I'm looking for it.
It's got to be Blake.
The kick is returned by
Blake Falk.
Dusty Haig on the tackle.
They said Chamberlain.
Yeah, I know. That's.
But it looks like Falk to me.
Turn out to the 30.
No, it was Chamberlain.
Oh. We'll change that back. It's a good return, 20-yard return. I think that's his first return of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Gets it to the 30. Prairie Grove now, we're at halfway through the fourth quarter with 6 minutes to go, and maybe Prairie Grove can get this thing run on out here. And
let's get on the bus and go home.
Prairie Grove, again, conference champs for the second year in a row. And really, just this group barely just missed having 3 straight because 2 years ago, great finish by Ozark.
That was the year there was a big jumble in the conference.
Oh, slips down. Blake Falk. He's going to lose a couple on that. Three-yard loss on the play. You know, when the clock runs, it's about a minute a play. So if we could get a first down, we get a first down here, that would pretty much do it. Yep.
Tiger defense, 134 yards total. You can't argue with that.
And the majority of that coming, there's Dodd. Long pitch.
Uh-oh.
Blake's going to go the opposite way. Can he do it? Can he get outside?
Get around that corner, Blake.
He got it. There's no Blake. Oh, he's hit hard, but he got around the other way.
He made that one a lot harder than he had to.
Wasn't there a play last night in the NFL like that? I think there was. The guy ran one side of the field and went all the way to the other side. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 now for the Tigers.
Well, it just ate up more time.
Band playing a little Ozzy Osbourne down there.
Nothing wrong with Ozzy. Nothing wrong with little Ozzy Osbourne.
Time this play's over, we'll be under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. 3rd down and 10 for the Tigers. That's Galden. Galden goes straight ahead. He picks up about 4 yards, and so it's going to bring up 4th down for the Tigers.
A little punting practice we're going to get here in the 4th quarter.
I was just reminded, Zach, that this Tuesday will be the black and gold game for the basketball team begins. So basketball season just around the corner. And the Prairie Grove Tigers expected to be have a little more than they've had in the past couple years. So
love basketball.
Look forward to basketball.
Love high school basketball.
Of course, the Prairie Grove girls, there's a high snap, and now JD's going to get a nice kick. Fair catch called. Hauled in there, and so that was Cousins. And Cousins is coming out of the game. And Cousins coming out of the game here, it looks like, unless he's over here to call the play. And
I'm pretty sure they're going to stay with him.
Well,
again, point differential's a tiebreaker, so you want to keep your best guys out there.
Well, he came here to the sideline, so I thought he might go off, but that's primarily just to get the play, and now they're coming back in. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the ball game. So they'll probably have a handful of plays.
And what you don't want here, if you're Prairie Grove, are busts in coverage, breakdowns, that kind of stuff.
Prairie Grove definitely has. I mean, there is nobody out there. The starters are now under trouble. Cousin got a lot of room to run here. Cousin has to be careful here too, not to, they're looking at some postseason opportunities. Tackle made by number 44, Cody Hoskins. He gets to the 50 and. Yeah, well, he had a lot of room to run.
Yeah, he did, and he took advantage of it. He's certainly padding his stats here. He's now up 14 carries, 45 yards.
And remember, he was 11 for 13 against the first team, and that was, and so...
his last 3 carries have produced 32 yards, so he's a good football player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's clear that he is the offense.
Yeah, it's very clear. He's what makes them click, and... He's got 5 wide this time with 1:50 to go in the ball game, and Gentry is wanting to get another touchdown here. Now in trouble. Can they get him back there? Just throws it up.
I think you're going to get grounding.
He's got a receiver in the vicinity over here, number 26.
Oh, it's a good job by him to get rid of the ball at least.
Kevin Easter was the
closest, and we'll use that liberally. He was in the same county.
Well, by the time I get the playoff, we'll be under a minute to go. We're at a minute 15 now, so second down and 10 for Gentry. You know, a score that I just was seeing, and I'll do it after this play, Zach, that's surprising me, and I'm wondering if the team that I'm about to talk about is not having some injuries themselves. And now throws pass complete.
Oh, wow.
And breaks some tackles. That is Falkenberry. He's going to get down to the 16-yard line, and they're wanting to score again, that's for sure. They're down to 30 seconds left. And
where'd they mark it?
The 16-yard line. I just saw Boonville beating Pottsville 28-0, and Pottsville lost last week, so I wonder if they're having some injuries because they were clipping along pretty well. And now back to pass. He's looking. He's got all day to run. He's probably going to, well, now he throws it complete.
To the other Falkenberry.
He's short.
Nope, they're going to give it to him.
They're going to give him the touchdown with 11 seconds to go. And we'll get some more fireworks. But, again, anyone who's watching this is 2 touchdowns late in the game.
Just like Berryville.
35-14 will be the final, and you know, if he hadn't have made that, that would have been it because they wouldn't have had time to line up. And
yeah, he made a nice play. The defender for Prairie Grove came in and he just lobbed it right over his head to Falkenberry. So that's good play, good read.
Extra points good, and with 11 seconds to go, Prairie Grove 35-14. Steak and Shake player of the game, Nick Sugg, no question about it. 15 carries, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns. He made some big runs when Prairie Grove had those third downs, and even on first down a lot tonight. He got that initial yards, made it easy for Prairie Grove. We'll want to find out what the injury is on Bobby Kaepernick. My guess is Bobby Cat, unless
he's got one leg, he'll play.
Yeah, but my guess is next week Prairie Grove will probably rest a lot of players regardless, because it doesn't essentially. Yeah, they may have to share the title with someone in name only, but they will have the number 1 seed, and that'll be what's important. So my guess is, and we'll come to you from Grab It, that's going to do it. So the final score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 35, Gentry Pioneers 0. We want to thank our East Lab students, all their help today. Happy birthday to Ethan Sam, one of our cameramen tonight, and his birthday. And Zach, let's go through the stats. Brought to you by the Bank of Fayetteville.
Tigers 300.
want to thank you once again for joining us for another night of Prairie Grove Tiger football. And a big thank you going out to the Prairie Grove High School East Lab. Their volunteer hours make this game possible. Also, we want to thank PG Telco, the providers of PGTigersOnline.com. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress. By Clorox, the name alone means clean. The Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas and Prairie Grove since 1946. Shelter Insurance, your local shelter insurance agents, Mr. Mark Spence. And Prairie Grove Christian Church, where it's all about loving God, loving others, and serving others. And by Steak and Shake, life needs flavor. And also by the Bank of Fayetteville, where they're banking on your potential. And the broadcast is also brought to you in part by the Prairie Grove High School Booster Club, reminding you your Tiger pride is just one membership away. It's great to be a Prairie Grove Tiger.